October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and this past Tuesday I had the privilege of emceeing Hubbard House's 27th annual Barbara Ann Campbell Memorial Breakfast, which raised actually over $140,000. But hearing some of these women's stories of how they escaped abusive relationships was heartbreaking, but also inspiring. There is hope, and you can thrive after abuse. So if you or someone you know is in an abusive relationship, help is available. And that right there is the CEO, Dr. Gail Patton. And speaking of her, I actually got to speak with her about the services they offer our community.
We are recognizing our 45th year of operation this year, and we are a nonprofit organization that provides shelter and wraparound services to victims of domestic violence and their families. And we have been doing this for 45 years, and really we're in the life-saving business.
And there was a fatality report, domestic violence fatality report that was just put out. What does that mean for our area, Duval County, and what else are you seeing from that report?
Well, we did recently released the report for the 2020 domestic violence fatalities, and this is a report that we've been doing every year for more than 2 decades. And one of the biggest similarities that comes from the data from these reports are a couple of things. One is that the majority of the deaths are caused by guns, firearms. The other is that the majority of the deaths are female. And then the other one is that the people that are dying due to domestic violence are not the ones who are reaching out for help. So what this lets us know is that those who reach out for help, whether it's to Hubbard House or JSO or State Attorney's Office, they're the ones who are not dying. So it really compels us to continue to get the message out, to let people know that we're here for them, that we're literally a phone call, a text away from help, and that they can reach out to us. And so to let people know that they're not alone, and that can save a life. So that's one of the main things that that report lets us know, is that as a community, we have come a long way in 45 years. Absolutely. We need to continue to work together as a community, and we do it very well in order to get the message out and save more lives.
So we know that they can turn to Hubbard House if need be, but is there a way that the community, someone like me, someone like our viewers, can help?
Well, you're helping, Jordan, just by doing this show, because that gets awareness out to people who might not otherwise know about Hubbard House. So I always believe when something goes out in the media that there are lives that are being saved. So I thank you for that. And it's a great example of what people can do, is let people know about Hubbard House. So let's say, you have your friends on your Facebook. This is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Hubbard House is going to have a lot of posts that give a lot of information about help and what's going on. Just share that on your Facebook, because chances are there's somebody who's in an abusive relationship, and them just seeing it might be the only place that they see it. Or if you have a friend who you know is a victim of domestic violence, they may need to call and get help, but it might not be safe for them to do it from their home or from their phone or look up information on their computer, because the abuser might find it. So let them come into your home and get that information. So when you see somebody or suspect somebody is a victim of domestic violence, to please just be there for them, give them information about us. If you are hearing something going on at the time that is dangerous, of course, call 911. JSO does a great job at responding to domestic violence. There are just many ways you can get the information out and save a life.
How can people get in touch with you?
Lots of ways for survivors who are wanting to call and find out what's going on, or a family member, wants to call us and think what they can do for their loved one. They can call our 24-hour hotline, which is 904-354-3114. And during the pandemic, we opened a text line in case people can't talk safely. And the text line is 24/7 as well. And that number is 904-210-3698. So you can give us a call if you're in help, or if you know somebody that needs help. And you can also go to hubbardhouse.org. There's a lot of information on there as well about how to get help. Or if you're in the community and you want to help Hubbard House, it tells you how you can volunteer. It tells you about donation drives that we need. Of course, we're always happy to take people's checks and donations to keep things going for survivors. But there are just so many ways, and we're willing to come out and do community education for just about any group in town, just many ways. And we can't do it without the community, quite frankly.
It's obviously something we talk about every October because Domestic Violence Awareness Month, but it's something that we should be talking about every month, every day, just to get that word out and help people. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Again, thank you so much for spreading the word.
Yes. And if you'd like to see this segment again or get more information, go to firstcoastliving.net.